All right, so we're recording. Welcome, welcome. Happy, I don't know what day of the week is this. This is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I'm here with my man Ed, and so excited to have you. Thank you for joining me, brother.
Thank you,
Uh,
thank you.
Anyone that's watching this, today we're gonna have a little story, little interview. Ed is one of my former meal plan clients in New York City. He was about that keto life. He's someone that I highlight oftentimes with my pictures and stories and testimonials of someone that made a dramatic transformation. So I just wanted to reconnect with him. It's been about a year since we've been in touch. And I reached out to you. I was like, hey, I want to know how you was doing, catch up, see how you living, how you living this keto life and how life has been for you, but also share a little bit about your story, you know, how we got together and how everything started to begin with. So again, like I said, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to start at the beginning. I know that we met through social media because I think your aunt.
No. We met through Juan.
Yes, through exactly. And then I met your aunt through you. All right, I got
Correct.
it backwards. That's right. So we met through Juan, my man, and he was doing the meal plan, right? He was feeling good, losing weight. You guys worked together, and you was having the same struggle that I was having, right? You had put on a little bit of weight.
Yep.
You was a little bit uncomfortable in your natural skin, and you was wanting to feel better and get healthy. So tell me a little bit about that, where you were in your own health journey when we met up.
When we met up, honestly, I was very unhealthy. I was eating Chinese food every day. I was going to Kennedy's every day, buying the Philly cheesesteak, cheese fries, wings. Like it was insane, man. Like I was maybe like 260, 270 almost at that time. And it was just very uncomfortable. Not only that, not only the fact that I live in a building that's 6 floors with no elevator. You know how it is when you very overweight. It's like, you coming up and my boy Juan, who we was just talking about, he was like, yo, I'm doing keto. I was like, what the heck is keto? You feel me? I had no idea what that was. He was like, oh, is this new diet that's going around? It's working for me. And I'm like, you know what? Let me do my research. Got some research done. He was like, yo, I got a chef too. His name is Jose. He's mad cool. His food is amazing. So I'm like, yo, plug me in. And yeah, man, that's how we started, honestly.
All right, cool. Yeah, I remember that. Those were good times. So then we linked up. I remember you told me I'm trying to lose some weight, and you, like you said, you was eating all of that, mostly fast food or the Dominican diet at home, the rice and beans and all of that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
All those carbs and sugar. So then when we got in the meal plan, you was doing what, 2 meals a day?
Yeah, I was doing
Monday to Friday.
I was doing 2 meals a day, Monday through Friday, correct.
So talk to me a little bit about what that was like when you started getting the meals, what the meals were like. Were you full? What was that like?
I got you. Honestly, in my mind, I was like, 2 meals, because I was used to eating hasta 4 or 5 times a day. It was crazy. So, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little hard in the beginning because it's such a change in dieting and the way you was eating. I will say this though, after every meal, I was full for like half the day. So it got to a point where the 2 meals every day was enough to fulfill my needs, because I was, not only was I getting my fats in, but it's the healthy fats.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing that a lot of people tend to not understand. They're like, oh, you eating fat. And it's like, nah, we eating healthy fats. We're not eating bad fats over here.
Absolutely.
On top of that, I remember too that I had this very heavy addiction to coffee. Like if I didn't have that coffee, it was headaches and it was crazy. And once I started with you and about that Keto Life program, I had to switch all that up. I had to start drinking more water.
Definitely.
And it's crazy how after maybe a week and a half, when you reach that ketosis stage, like you just wake up with mad energy. You don't miss the coffee. You don't even need it. And it's crazy that till this day, 2 years later, I only drink coffee once a week.
Wow.
Like it got to that point because it's like I don't need it anymore. And also, speaking about the food, man, the food was crazy. It was amazing. One day we was getting meatballs with string beans. Next day we was getting ribs with, you know, cauliflower, mac and cheese. We was getting broccoli with guava barbecue chicken. Like it was,
I forgot about all this.
Yeah.
I was doing it like that.
We was getting these juicy, like, you could say like it's a burger, but obviously no buns, none of that stuff. Very juicy, very good.
But broccoli, I remember that.
Man, like
bringing me back.
It was one of the best foods I've ever had, honestly.
I appreciate this. But pretty much, I mean, like it was real basic food, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
it's
protein and vegetables, right? Because like I talk to a lot of people, the whole purpose of my meal plan is not to get you on my meal plan. It's just to give you a kickstart and show you that you can do this yourself. So once you started getting the food, you can see like, oh, I can make this myself, or if I have to order this, like if I have to go out and eat in any social setting, I can adapt this philosophy because it wasn't any new ingredients. It's just, like you said, meatballs and ribs and
it's just a new way of looking at it. It's not nothing too difficult that you gotta be like, oh my God. Because I feel like this is the problem. When people start keto and you know they're doing it with not so much information, you know, just a little tiny bit, like they understand it a little bit, but they don't have the full picture. I feel like a problem, or the biggest problem for them, is thinking, what am I going to eat next?
Definitely.
And man, great food.
You were full,
yes.
right?
Yeah, you were definitely
no, that's not a disconnect. You know, carbs make you hungry all the time. So I struggled with my weight for many years. I used to try to do these carb diets and I basically had to starve. You know what I mean? Like I actually had a conversation with someone today that they called me up like, hey, I'm hungry. What can I snack? And I'm like, you don't have to snack. You could just eat. Like, it's okay. If you're hungry, eat. Because as long as you're not having the carbs, it's okay. Like people think that you're gonna like, oh my God, what am I gonna eat? Just eat as much as you want, eat whenever you want, just cut out those carbs and sugars, and you're gonna lose weight fast. Now, let me ask you this question. So you started the program. I have those before and after pictures of you that you know, from your first transformation. And we'll talk a little bit about how things are going now, but about how long, because you were so proud of those pictures. I always tell people, take before pictures because you don't want to post them now, but there's gonna come a time that you're gonna want to post those before pictures, and it's when you get those after pictures. All right. So how long would you say that it took you to really have like your biggest dramatic, you know, weight loss, impact, transformation, for you to like reach that goal where you were like, this is where I wanted to be, you know?
Honestly, with your program, I was down 45 pounds in almost 8 weeks, so about 2 months.
Wow.
And it was insane, like I said, because I wasn't doing any exercise. I was just cutting out all those carbs and just eating. Like you say, you got to eat. And it's so crazy to think that once you're keto adapted, or fat adapted, as you said, like you just burn more. You burning fat for energy. So it's crazy. Like everybody, like there's still people that ask me nowadays, whenever I do post that I'm losing weight or I'm doing whatever, they always ask me, are you still on keto? Are you still on keto? And I'll be like 95% yes, 5% no. Because, you know, but it took me about 2 months, honestly. 2 months.
Wow.
And that was the fastest 45 pounds I've ever lost in my life without having to break a sweat.
Now, let me ask you this. One thing that someone told me before I lost weight, before I did my transformation, well, one of my, you know, mentors or someone that I was working with told me that he was like, when you lose weight, you're gonna go to places that people are gonna treat you different. It's gonna be weird. Like you're gonna go places, people are gonna open the door for you, like weird stuff. Did you experience any of that? Like stuff that was just like, it was just weird.
I mean, honestly, I feel like
weird question, but I'm just wondering.
I'm not so sure if stuff like that happened to me, but I will say this: the females was looking. The females was looking, and on
Girl,
top of that, like just people seeing the weight loss brought a lot of curiosity, a lot of questions. What are
definitely.
you doing? What are you eating? I'm like, dude, I got a chef. Like, I'm paying a chef. Blah blah blah. Like, oh, talk to me about this keto diet, and I'll just screenshot like the whole like, this is what keto is. This is the breakdown. I remember I had this app that I would always tell everyone to download. It was like this keto app that basically told you like what to eat and what not to eat, and yeah, curiosity, and the females obviously.
All right, cool. And what about, before we get into, the whole pandemic era and where we are now, tell me a little bit about what it was like in terms of maybe the social dynamic with friends, family, support. What is like, in your opinion, what is like when you go through this kind of transformation? What do you learn about yourself or your social environment?
Well, you gotta learn what you definitely learn about yourself is that once you in and you determined about it, and you see that things are working out for you, is a goal. You got to keep going. Now, in regards to social, I was getting the looks from families and friends because we'll go out to eat and they'll be like, oh, let me get a burger with ketchup, mayo, lettuce, onion, blah 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 blah. And I'll just be like, I'll just take the patty with the lettuce itself, and I'll make myself like a little veggie, little lettuce burger or whatever. And a lot of my friends, they just looked at me crazy, and I get it because they didn't understand it.
Absolutely.
And or sometimes I'll be here like con un plato lleno de chicharrón, obviously cooked in the right oils and stuff, with a whole avocado, and they like, dude, but how are you supposed to lose weight if you're eating fried chicharrones? I'm like, bro, I'm fat adapted. You got to educate yourself. So yeah, I mean, it's you definitely get the looks, especially when I would go out to restaurants sometimes, and I'll just be like, let me get this, let me get the steak with just lettuce, nothing else, no dressing, nothing, none of the extra stuff.
I was in the Heights yesterday, right there on 169, and I got the craziest look. I told the girl, I want cerdo guisado, lechuga, y gravy. She was like, you don't want to look at habichuela? I was like, no rice and beans, lechuga, la carne, and just gravy. And she was like, okay, but after it was done, she was like, man, that looks good. That's what everyone says, that looks good. So I posted on Instagram last year how I put on 42 pounds during the shutdown because I was here in a happy quarantine with my fiance. And we talked before we got into the interview about your time on quarantine and what was that like? Tell me a little bit about that.
Man, quarantine was the worst. I put up 100 pounds. I got up to the biggest I've ever been in my life, which was 300 pounds.
Wow.
And I mean, everything was closed, and just whatever was open. It's all the fast food stuff, all the dirty stuff that you could eat for the body. And not only that, being that a lot of people like myself, we all took hits financially, so maybe my money wasn't as it was before, so I would have to resort to managing how I spend my money. And it's like, being that it wasn't what it was, I'll be like, okay, si tengo $100, let's say, I'll be like, yo, it would be easier for me to spend $6-7 on an order of Chinese, or $6 or $7 in Kennedy's, because it's cheaper. I mean, obviously fast food and the most greasiest food is cheaper. So being that I went through those financial hardships and stuff, I was like, you know what? Sometimes like I would hold myself and not eat so that I could just wait till like 9 o'clock, 8, and be like, all right, let me waste $10 on the Chinese and feel full for the rest of the night. So yeah, that was an experience, now that things are getting a little back to normal, I'm a whole different person. I'm back at it. dropped. Right now, I started April 19th.
Okay.
April 19th, I was 300 pounds. Right now, I'm at 255.
Amazing.
So it's been about 6 or 7 weeks. I'm not gonna say I'm doing keto because I'm not, but I do eat 90% as if I was. So what that means for people who are like, how is it that you're not doing keto but you are? And basically, I eat you know, I eat lettuce with the carne, I'll eat the steak with the avocado, I'll eat the broccoli, the cauliflower. Like 95% of my diet you can say is keto, but then I'll have like my occasional like wheat bread, which is is
No,
I gotta find that. I gotta refine myself. That I gotta refine that balance.
listen,
And
carbs are real. Carbs are real. The addiction is real. And we talked about this before we got into the interview too, where like a lot of keto enthusiasts or influencers or whatever you want to be called or branded, which I support everyone in the keto community. They are they don't they always put out 100% like, look, this is me eating keto, this is me eating keto. I don't put pictures of when I eat carbs, but I do talk about the fact that I do eat carbs. You know what I mean? That we're all human. Like I said, during the quarantine, I put on 42 pounds. And even though I'm, like you said, keto and about that keto life, of course, occasionally you do have carbs, but if you have that balance where it's like 90-95% of the time it's keto, even if it's dirty keto where maybe you're not optimizing the highest quality fats, but at least you're abstaining, when possible from carbs or whatever, you're still going to be good. Because like I said, I do consume carbs. Me and my girl, we're our accountability partners, but we don't control each other, right? If I decide to eat corn on the cob, she's gonna tell me, babe, don't eat that. I'm gonna tell her, okay, my love, I love you. And then I'm gonna eat it if I want to eat it. Most of the time I listen to her, which is great. But like people think that keto life means that you never eat carbs,
no.
There might be some people that have a health condition where they do really need to
follow the strict diet
for a long time, right? Like I'm in my 40s, you're in your 20s, right? So you're still, you're still super, super young. You know what I mean? So with you being active again, you do have a grace period, maybe when you're in your 30s, late 30s or 40s or 50s, maybe you won't have that same grace period. But for right now, you absolutely, because you're young, if you're optimizing your hormones, if you're active again, and like, psychosomatically, your mind frame is back to, focusing on eating healthy, you're going to be good. As we get older, like for me, that doesn't work as much anymore. I have to be a little bit more clean, but I still do eat carbs. And that's something that people, that's like a myth that people think like, yeah, you're going to go somewhere one day, you're going to, like my girl tells me sometime, what do you want to eat? 90% of the time, I tell her, order me wings, or we order a steak and broccoli. But once every 2 weeks, I'm like, I want a Philly cheesesteak with fries. like, all right, that it is what it is. All right, it is what it is. Like we're human, and that's why this is like a lifestyle. It's not like a diet where you have to stick to it, like either do it or not do it. You know what I mean? It's as long as you have that constant self-awareness,
that's very important.
It's like that personal guilt trip. You know what I mean? The people that I coach now, like I basically make them, declare to the world, like we used to do, hey, I'm about that keto life, right? Because when you're committed to changing, you tell everybody, you know what I mean? Like me, I was in love, I told everybody, this is the woman I love, I'm getting married, I'm in love. Like, if it's a team that you rock with, if they could be whack, and you're like, we're gonna beat you. You know what I mean? You're gonna talk your smack, but definitely I appreciate all of the stuff that you shared, because like when we talked about this again offline, our goal is to keep ourselves accountable, and get that, transformation and be where we want to be, but also, inspire other people. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what it's like to go through that, to be 300 pounds, especially after losing all this weight, and getting it back. I lost 100 pounds. I gained back 80, right? And that's when we met, when I had, lost the 80 pounds the second time, and then I put it back on, during.
I also forgot to mention too. I just remembered now. Last year when I went to DR, before I went to DR, I was actually on keto for like a good month, and I did drop like 25 pounds in that month.
Fast, right?
And then once I hit DR, that I was getting arroz con habichuela, chicharrón, it was over. Like, it was over.
Oh,
and
man.
So, to sum things up, it works. You got to be dedicated, and this is the thing too. Like, people think that it's just broccoli and stuff like that, but it's like, yo, keto is crazy. Like, there's keto pizza out there, keto tres leche, which you make.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, there's just so much out there. People just gotta expand and want to know these things. Absolutely. Like, it's not just the little simple things. Like, it's so much out there. Granted, it might be a little harder to cook, but where there's will, there's power.
I don't know if you've seen the Keto Cooking with Love channel that me and my girl have recently. I know you always used to chime in. We made mofongo, my guy.
I ain't not see that.
Listen, hold up. Listen. Everyone has to mind their business for a second. But the videos on the channel about that keto life. But instead of, what pana is? Breadfruit.
Yes.
It's a big green thing. And it tastes just like plátano, but instead of being dry and chalky, cuando tú lo majas y haces el mofongo, that has to be like perfect. No, it's spongy. Tastes just like plátano. So you go to the frozen section, and where they have the Goya stuff, and they're gonna have Goya or another brand, totones de pana, breadfruit, and you ahí grande. You just fry them up in avocado oil. Mash them up, garlic oil. Ahí está tu mofongo. And the videos on the YouTube channel about that keto life. We made it with chicharrón. We made it with the shrimp curry. Shrimp curry I used to make.
Yep.
And we made it for the plant-based people eaters. We made it with avocado and pickled red onions. Una brujeria.
That sounds amazing.
Okay. So your point, like, there's so many things, you know what I'm saying? So many things that could be had that is not even, and like you said, it's not like you're never gonna have carbs, but you're gonna mostly be eating the meats of your choice, meat, chicken, poultry, fish, shellfish, lobster, whatever, everything, and then vegetables,
Yep.
And it's not even like you're eating a whole bunch of vegetables because you're getting filled quick. I had one of the girls in the program at the same time as you, that she was in the Lower East Side, tell me today, because actually there was another lady that was in the program, but a much older lady, and she recently passed away. So I was expressing my condolences. But she said to me, hey, we always was wondering why we can never finish your food. Right? And I was like, and listen, I had clients that were 140 pounds and were trying to become 125. I had this, I hope I'm getting the country right. I think he was Ukrainian guy in Long Island. I met his wife. I met her through a mutual friend, and she was like a doctor, and then she got her husband on it. He was Ukrainian, and I used to make, he was, big guy, not just obese, but a big man, like the kind of guy you don't pick a fight with in the bar, ever. And I made him the same portions that I made for everyone. And he would say the same things to me. Why is this so much? Why you serve me so much? And I was like, I used to deliver the food and hope that it was enough. He was so damn big. Like, no.
Oh, yeah.
when you're not eating those carbs, my guy, you're not gonna be hungry. You're not gonna be overeating and stuffed. You know what I mean? And busting at the seams. You're gonna get full quick. If you just have some chicken and some broccoli and some, like you said, some meatballs, some mac and cheese, you're gonna be full quick. But look, there you go. There you go. You go. You already know what it is. But my brother, it's so amazing to see you. Listen, you're making me hungry right now.
The keto.
You saw that tomahawk we threw down today?
I need to make. I mean, I'm gonna have one of those. I'm going to Mexico in 2 weeks.
Listen, you don't even have to do a tomahawk. Just get a ribeye. Get a big, nice, fat 22-ounce ribeye on the bone, you know, and do what I did. Reverse sear. Throw it in the oven for at 250 degrees for like, since it's a ribeye, like a regular steak. Throw it in the oven for like half an hour. 250 degrees, low.
Slow.
And, yeah, and put mass salt and pepper. No oil, just mass salt and pepper. And then either do it in a cast iron pan, finish it hot as hell, or on the grill, loco, brujeria.
When you picked it up like that it was just sizzling, I was like, damn.
I'm wrong for that, right?
That was good. It looked good.
But listen, my brother, thank you so much for your time. I hope this is my first Zoom recording. So I hope it comes out correct. But
yeah, it still says recording, so
exactly. So I hope it comes out correct. But like I said, thank you so much for your time. I wish you, like, as always, you know, I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got my number all the time. Hit me up, whatever you need. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Always chiming in on the brand. My fiance, she's always like, "Oh, it's Intellectual Pena." And I'm like, "That's my man. That's the one from the pictures."
Listen, all I'm gonna say is this for everybody who's gonna tune into this: learn it. Once you learn it, watch your life change.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I tell people, like, I don't want people to follow me. I want people to become students of keto. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not followers of me, but students of keto. Because like you said, once you learn it, once you know it yourself, you know what I mean? You don't have to buy nothing from no one.
Yes, sir.
I lost the video there.
Hold up. Give me 1 second.
All good, dog. But no, like you know, like you were saying, once you learn this, you know, the meal plan that you used to be on, like I mentioned at the top of the show, it's intended as a kickstart, you know?
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that. That's my Caesar salad that's coming on the way.
Amazing. No, but I was just saying that
I can't hear you now. What's going on? Wait.
You might have bad audio.
Now I hear you.
All right. Now I was just repeating what we was talking about at the top of the show, how, you know, the meal plan and everything that we do is just really meant to get you started.
Yep.
Well, listen, bro, thank you again for your time, man. I appreciate you. We're gonna be
You're
talking
welcome. You're welcome.
and we'll chop it up, brother.
Thank you, man.
All right, man. Peace and
Have
love.
a good night, bro.
You too, bro. Be safe.
Take care, man.
Peace.
Thank you.